Welcome to the Sports Show. I'm Andy Marks.
And I'm Byron Saucer.
Well, we've been away for a while, Byron. That's because we had a crazy spring of chasing some really good sports teams around the state of Florida as they made their respective attempts to stake a claim for the state championship.
Yeah, we had one runaway winner, obviously, with the Denellen softball team. Just quite a collection of talent over there. And 3 baseball teams make the region finals. One goes on to the Final Four in Trinity Catholic. You're right, a very busy spring, and I tell you, a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I think you were a little closer to some of these baseball teams. I spent a lot of time with the softball team. We'll start with them. Wow, it was just an amazing conquest they had down there in Plant City. Not just the best teams in Florida, but the collection of Class 4A softball teams in Florida were all found in most national polls in the top 25. Lake Wales, Naples, Bartow. These are really, really, really top-notch softball programs on a national scale, not just a local or county or a state scale. And Denellen was never really tested. They won the state championship game 3-1. Could have been 8-1. They out-hit Lake Wales in that game, I think 9-2. Lake Wales has a Florida State University-bound pitcher, Hannah Rogers, one of the best pitchers in the country. They were spraying the ball around the park. They weren't intimidated. It's a team that you could kind of make the old cliche, hard work pays off.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that really jumps out at you is that Casey Fagan, who was unhittable in the postseason, is probably not a pitcher. You know what I mean? We keep saying she's not a pitcher, but she's turned into a pitcher. But that's probably not her future at the collegiate level, and all these girls, pretty much, save one, are coming back. Is that right?
They lose one player, I believe, one starter, I should say, the third baseman, Danielle Burns, another fantastic player who was in the state all-star softball game here in Ocala last weekend. Other than that, the whole team's back. That's a scary thought for everyone else, but a hot pitcher, it's kind of like a hot hockey goalie. A hot pitcher can get you a long ways. That's exactly what happened with Casey. Phenomenal athlete. She was working a really nice changeup to go with a really hard fastball, and teams couldn't figure her out. The final tally against the other playoff teams in their bracket, I think 50-1. So one of the more resounding championship teams we've ever had in this county. It was fun to go along for that ride, as was the case with Trinity Catholic Baseball, who got the furthest of our several good baseball teams this year.
Yeah, they did. This team rode Dustin Tuck, the arm of Dustin Tuck, and the bats of several core seniors over there, Johnny Larowski, Andrew Bartlett, Chester Pigeon, and some more. And Tommy Bond does a great job. They ran into a good Jacksonville Bowls team down there in Port St. Lucie, and the ride ended, but a great ride nonetheless. And of course, watching Kiva Sampson take Forrest, to the brink, and the job Tommy Boss did over with the Denellen boys this year, which I think was a real shock, to get to the region finals. A lot of good stories, a lot of good baseball, and Kivas has still got his day in court here coming up as the baseball draft draws near. So
that's right. I'm hearing anywhere from first round to second round. A lot of people think he's going to be a sandwich pick. It's going to be a high honor for him, for his family around him, for baseball in this county in general to see somebody pick that high. If not, his fallback option is to go play at Florida State, which is
not bad.
A really great honor. And I do want to go back to this Trinity team for a second. We spent a lot of time talking about Kivas because he's been such a prominent national baseball figure for a couple of years now. Maybe lost in that a little bit was the accomplishments of Trinity's second baseman Andrew Bartlett. What a year he had!
Oh yeah, just as you compare Bartlett's numbers, his home runs, a dozen, and RBIs, which are in the 70s. He just dwarfed everybody else that was down there, regardless of classification, down in Port St. Lucie. And tremendous year for that kid. I was kind of talking to him a little bit too about how this recruiting goes, and it's so odd in baseball. Exactly what they're looking for in the draft and everything. So he's still kind of up in the air, not sure if he's going to go to college, if maybe he'll be a late round pick. But and like you say, we're talking about Dustin Tuck, if not for Kiva Sampson this year as well. 13-1 going into the state semifinals. What a great year for him. He's just a junior, so he'll be back.
And I do want to mention that Bulls team. I think most people thought American Heritage was the clear favorite to win state. Bulls got done playing a pretty close game with Trinity. They won a 10-run game in the state championship.
Yeah.
So that's no slouch of a performance by Trinity. Terrific result for them. And let's quickly mention Denellen also, because this is a team that nobody was talking about before the season started. They got to the Elite Eight. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, they got hot at the right time. They come in with a sub 500 record actually as the 2 seed in their district championship. In their district tournament, and of course cruised through there, and I think going a 6-game win streak to before they hit Bishop Moore. So yeah, great ride. Tommy Boss does a wonderful job over there. A lot of those kids are coming back too. I expect more good things from Dunellen.
Yep, and it was an exciting spring all across the board. We've got prep sports pretty much rounded up. There's a couple of late week football games. We'll probably talk heavily about football next week. Until then, we'll see you on the Sports Show.